I'm going to talk today a little bit about harnesses and why the different harnesses suit different dogs. So this is my dog Judo, and as you can see I'm just fitting him in a non-stop free motion. Now this harness works well for him because he does pull strongly out front and he will run out in front of me all the time. He isn't a particularly strong arch back dog, so he doesn't do a lot of, you'll see in a minute, moving his back over, but he does pull very strongly, and so this harness does suit him. So what I'm going to ask him to do is to run out in front of me and show you how he runs. Okay, Judo, go. Good boy. How he pulls out in front, and the harness just fits him nicely. Judo, go! Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea about how dogs that pull in the free motion are free from restriction in this harness. I would recommend this harness for dogs that do pull out front strongly. As you can see, if this harness isn't pulled into, it does tend to roosh up, and so if your dog was running by the side of you, which Judo doesn't do, he runs out in front, but if it were to run at the side of you, it doesn't work in the way it's supposed to. It is supposed to be pulled into so that your dog is out in front. Right, I'm going to show you the Niwa racing harness, and I'm going to show you that it's suitable for dogs who pull out in front, and we're going to do that using Judo as the demonstration dog. So as you can see, with the long straps reaching to the base of the tail, it does need to be pulled into, and he's going to demonstrate that perfectly. This harness leaves the back free to arch, and you'll see that when he's really pulling out in front, his back will arch a little bit and the harness is leaving him unrestricted. Okay, the last harness I'm going to show you with Judo as my model is the Zero DC Short. I'm just going to clip it on. This harness is suitable for dogs that pull out in front, but also dogs that run alongside you, and I'm just going to show you how Judo moves in it. So if he were to trot along beside me, you can see it's not moving around, it's fine for him, but the harness is also good if he's pulling out in front. Right, I'm going to show you a couple of the harnesses that I use for Tegan, who is more of a gentle trotter than a full-on out front puller. So I've got the non-stop half harness on her, and as you can see it's a shorter version, so it's just behind her shoulders. So I'm going to just try and encourage her to run. Tegan! Go! As you can see, she has quite a gentle trot. She just sticks teeth beside me or even behind me when she's canny crossing. So this harness is perfect for her. because she can pull into it when she wants to, but it also doesn't move if she's not going to take the slack of the line. So I also recommend these harnesses as walking harnesses and harnesses for dogs who are doing activities where they're required to be off lead, because it doesn't move when they are actually released. It's quite safe for them to be running around loose in it. So I'm going to show you the Howling Dog Alaska distance harness, and I'm going to show you on Tegan because she is the type of dog that I would use it on. So one that can pull strongly, but it can also be used for walking, hiking. In fact, it can be used for everything. This harness is so versatile. You can either clip it on the ring or you can clip it on the cord. I'm going to clip it on the ring with her because she doesn't often pull out very strongly in front. So, come on Tegan, let's go, let's go. Good girl. And you can see she's quite happy in that. There's no restriction of movement. Go Tegan. Tegan particularly likes this harness because she doesn't like things interfering with her tail. She prefers harnesses to finish up her back so that her tail isn't in any way hindered by something like a long harness. I will just show you what I mean about Tegan not particularly suiting a longer X-back style harness by just showing you how she runs in one. This is too big for her actually, but Tegan, can you see that she's not really pulling into the harness? It's just sort of flapping around on her back. It's not really doing what it's supposed to do, which is be pulled taut, and she doesn't like it interfering with her tail. So we don't run Tegan in an X-back. Good girl. I'm just going to demonstrate now with a dog that does suit an X-back why it suits him. Judo go! Judo go! As you can see, he keeps the tension in the harness. Go, go! The harness is working as it's supposed to and not restricting him. Paw, paw, paw! Good boy. And the harness sits nicely on his back. The next harness I'm going to show you is the Howling Dog Alaska. And this is the flash harness, but it is the same design as the second skin and the tough skin. It's just got a really nice reflective covering on it. So that's sitting on his neck in the right place and it fits him nicely. So we're just going to attach him up, and I use this harness on Donnie because he is a strong puller, a very strong puller, and this harness is the perfect combination between a short harness and a long harness, which gives him the freedom over his back to bounce or bound, which is what he does, but it doesn't restrict him at all. So now I'm going to try and demonstrate how Donnie runs in this harness, and you'll hopefully be able to see that he arches his back quite a lot more than the other two. Let's do that again. Good boy. Good boy. So hopefully you've seen from that Donnie tends to arch his back quite a lot more than the other two, so he needs harnesses that leave his back free. The non-stop free motion does that. This Howling Dog Alaska style does. The Zero DC long does, and actually the X-back that he wears does as well. So I'm just going to go through and show you Donnie running in the Zero DC long harness. Good boy. Oh, you hot boy. And you'll see how Donnie arches his back, and the Zero DC long allows him to move naturally. So to finish off, I'm just going to talk you quickly through the harnesses that we've been looking at today and what I would use each one for. I'm going to start down this end with the non-stop half harness. So this harness is one that I would use for walking, for canicross, for bike jaw, possibly dog scootering, but it is suitable for dogs that pull out in front and dogs that don't pull so hard and trot by your side. So it may not necessarily be the best one for dog scootering, but definitely a great multi-purpose one with lots of padding for any dogs that either pull out in front most of the time but perhaps not all the time, or dogs that just trot by your side. So the next harness is the Howling Dog Alaska distance harness. Again, good padding. I would use this for dogs that pull out front and also dogs that trot by your side. It's a great multi-purpose harness for canicross, bike jaw. You can use it for dog scootering, and you can also use it for general hiking and if you need to let your dog off for any activity such as agility. The Zero DC short harness, which is a great harness for walking, canicrossing, bike jawing and dog scootering. So multi-purpose. It hasn't got as much padding as the other two, however it has been rated very highly still by the Canine Massage Guild for not restricting your dog's movement. So it's suitable for any dogs that pull out strongly in front, but also can be used for dogs that trot by your side because it is still a shorter harness. The Zero DC long harness I would recommend for canicross, bike jaw, dog scootering. It is a long harness, so I wouldn't recommend it for walking your dog in or any activities where your dog isn't pulling into the harness. It's best suited for dogs that are strong pullers because it has the back free so that the dog can arch its back. So if your dog bounds at all and moves his back a lot when he's running, then that is a very good harness for you. The Howling Dog Alaska Second Skin, Tough Skin and Flash harnesses are very good harnesses for canicross, bike jaw and dog scootering. You can also walk your dog in these as long as the dog is walking out in front of you and pulling into the harness. It's a very good multi-purpose harness for dogs that pull very strongly, and I would recommend it as a good harness also as a starter harness for any dog that you want to encourage to pull into it, because it is very soft and forgiving around the neck area. So we've got the Drag Rattan X-Back harness here, which is one of the more traditional sled dog type dog sports harnesses. It has the cross back, and I recommend this for dogs that are going to pull out strongly in front all the time. It is a harness that needs to be pulled into. This particular one has got very good padding at the front as well, and can be used for canicross, bike jaw and dog scootering, as long as the length of your line from the back of the harness to the point at where you attach the line isn't too steep. If the line angle is too steep, it won't be suitable because it will pull up and won't work in the way that it is supposed to. So if you are using a particularly short line, or there is a particularly big difference in height between your dog's back and your waist if you're canicrossing, then I would say steer away from the X-back. Otherwise, it's a very good traditional style harness for use with dogs in pulling sports. So the Niwa running harness. This is another long harness which can be used for canicross, bike jaw and dog scootering. It does need to be pulled into when the dog is running out in front and doesn't work to its full potential if the dog just trots by your side. It leaves the back free because it is a combination of both the X-back and what is known as an H-back harness, which is the shorter harness, and is very good for dogs that are learning to pull and harness and pulling out strongly in front. And it's another good multi-purpose harness that can be used for the majority of the dog sports as long as your dog is pulling out in front of you. The non-stop free motion harness is top of the range for dogs that pull strongly. It is suitable for all types and breeds, and it does leave the back free for the dog to arch when running. So we recommend it for canicross, bike jaw, dog scootering, but it does need to be pulled into to work properly. So we don't recommend it for dog walking or any activities where the dog is to be loose. It is a great harness with plenty of adjustment in it, so if your dog is perhaps a little bit of a funny shape, you can use the non-stop free motion to get an excellent fit that works really well for your dog, so that your dog is comfortable and unrestricted when pulling. So those are the harnesses that I have been talking to you about today. They're just some of the range that we sell, but these are our best sellers. If you've got any other questions about any of these harnesses, please do let me know. You can contact me, info@k9trailtime.com, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have on these harnesses.